Today we're going to be installing new coax on the RV. Stick around and we'll get right to it. Real quick before we get going, I've got to give a shout out to these guys. They're my latest patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel, I'll leave a link to Patreon down in the description below. So I've got a 20-foot run here of 218 XATC coax from ABR Industries. And guys, I'll leave a coupon code right here on the screen so you can save 10% on this coax. I wanted to use this because this is a little bit longer run than what I already have installed, and I'm going to show you guys how I've got this installed without drilling any holes into the exterior walls of my RV. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I've already got. If we open up the outdoor shower compartment, you'll find two pieces of coax hidden in here, and you'll be able to see, I'll bring you guys in for a little bit of a closer look, the way this coax runs right against the plumbing, or right in the same hole as the plumbing. Now, the trouble is getting that coax in place with the BNC connector already installed. When I put this in, I had to run the coax and then come back and put the BNC connectors on. Now, that's also going to present a problem when I start to take this out today. I'm going to have to cut that end off before I can pull that coax out of the way. You'll notice though, this new coax has what they call FME connectors on it, and it makes it super easy to install this in those tight spots and then put the connectors on at the end. Now I'm gonna go ahead and measure out the shorter of these two pieces, and let's replace it with this piece of coax. And something else I wanted to show you guys is when I installed this, I put some Brady markers on each piece of coax. So A is on one of them, and then B is clearly labeled on the other one. And the reason I did this is now I know which piece is which when I get inside the RV to where these are terminated. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the end off of the shorter one, and then we'll go ahead and get this pulled out. Now that we got this old coax out of the way, let's go ahead and install this new coax. All right, so as you can see, we're working around this piece of plumbing right here. So we'll just go ahead and get that poked in there a little ways so that it'll stay. And I'm probably going to have to put some sort of clamp out here on the outside so it doesn't fall out for the time being. I'll get that done, and then we'll go inside and take a look at it and see what it looks like on the inside. So now we're in the bathroom, which is on the back wall of the RV. If I go ahead and open this up, let's see if we can get some light in there so you guys can see. There is, maybe, let's see, let me adjust this around a little bit. That is the back of the outdoor shower. And I can see that piece of coax right there that we just pushed through. Now we just need to go ahead and finish running this to where it belongs. If I turn you guys around a little bit, again, I know it's super dark in here and hard to see, but there is an area right over here that we can utilize to pass through this wall outside that'll go between the bathroom and the main living space. So let me go ahead and get that poked through there, and I'll show you what it looks like on the other side. All right, it took a little bit more fiddling than I remember having to do the last time, but I poked this wire through. This is just a stiff piece of metal wire through that opening right there that you can see. Maybe, yep, about right there. So I stuck it through, and then I taped the coax to the other side. Let's see how good my tape job is. Trying to pull this back through and do it one-handed so I can see everything on video. Haha, there we go. Now we have our coax on this side of the wall, and so far we've made no exterior drill points to the RV. Now that we've got that done, we're just going to take one of these FME BNC connectors and go ahead and attach it to the back of the coax, or the end of the coax. Once we get this secured on here, this job is just about done. Now what you're looking at is the back of the dinette in the RV. These are two different panel connector or panel jack BNC connectors that I put through. They just pass through to the other side and allows me a spot to plug in the coax. So I'm simply going to take this one and put it right there on that particular coax. And that finishes up the inside portion of the install. We just need to put a connector back on the other end of the coax and we will be ready to go. Let me get this inside portion buttoned up. And just in case you're curious of what the other side looks like, this is the underside of the bench seat. So up here is where you would sit on the seat. So right underneath your leg here, we've got two B and C connectors, one marked A, one marked B, and then we have a power pole connector where we can get power from the battery. Now it's as easy as just putting the B and C connector on the end of this coax, and then I'm just going to push all of this coax back through that hole on the outdoor shower where it will coil up nicely underneath the bathroom cabinet, or the bathroom cabinet area. It's actually not inside the cabinet, but over between the cabinet and the exterior wall. And then we just leave the last little bits of the coax. I kind of coil them up right here, and they tend to ride very nice, ready for the next deployment. So there's a look at how I installed coax into the RV without drilling any holes into the exterior walls. If you found today's information helpful, be sure to give us a thumbs up before you head off. We will see you guys on the next one. Until then, 7-3.